Why, hello, everybody that's out there on YouTube. It's your boy Maxwell coming at you with yet another video review. And in this week's video, continuing this month's theme of Dinobot December, we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Generations Studio Series 8607 Leader Class Dinobot Slug. So let's get going into today's video review. And here we have Slug all set and all ready to go. Now, first and foremost, we usually get started off by taking a look at the packaging, but since I no longer have all of his original packaging, we're going to be taking a look at his display base later on in the review. So, moving right along, here we've got Leader Class Dinobot Slug with his companion, that of being the little Daniel Witwicky stationary figure. Now, we're gonna quick take a look at Daniel here and see what he's capable of doing. Obviously, he could sit on Slug, but here we've got Daniel here in his I'm gonna use quotes around in his exosuit. Of course, we cannot see him. It is just, yeah. And yeah, it is just another tiny little stationary figure, much like this wheelie figure, except for this one is in a weird stance and pose. Articulation for this guy features a ball joint here at this elbow for some rotation and in and out, and legs can go forward and backwards. Yeah, he doesn't have a whole lot of articulation. And what he mostly does is he can ride on Slug or even on Grimlock, utilizing this post here for the shoulder and then these sections here for up on top. There's not a whole lot to discuss about Daniel, so we're just going to take him in. We're going to just put him off to the side for later in the review for calling back into after we get Slug here into his robot mode. Now, let's get in closer so we can take a look at Slug in his lovely dino mode. He's in his Triceratops mode, and I do gotta say, I absolutely love the Studio Series Dinobots. Let's get in closer so we can take a look at the detailing. Nice gold paint here for the head. Nice big old Autobot sign there right on top. His horns. Nice big old mouth. Big old frill fins. And yeah, he's looking good. He's a nice big old chunky dino, which is very cool and very nice. Here we got his tail painted in gold, and his blaster makes up the tip of it, which I think is a very cool incorporation of weapon storage in comparison to, like, say, Grimlock or Sludge. But we'll get into Sludge when we review him next week. And so, yeah, articulation for this guy, a little bit at the head, but not a whole lot. Mostly just mouth, which can open to reveal nice molded detailing, and a blast effect port. So that way, if you had fires, you could fire a bit, you can just plug it in there, and it looks like he's spewing out fire. Legs can rotate on a ratchet joint, because these are the shoulders, and can move in and out. There is a rotation, and there are hinges here for all kinds of movement and stomping around, and these legs can freely turn, followed with also this joint can freely move, and his foot, and nothing at the tail. Yeah, there's not a whole lot to talk about there for articulation purposes. And now let's get into some comparisons. To get started off with, here he is next to the Deluxe Class Power of the Primes Slug, so we could see just how much has changed from this time to here. Yeah, he definitely deserves to be Leader Class. Whoop, you got that. Here he is next to the Transformers Cyberverse deluxe class Slug. So we can definitely see size difference there. Love this guy too. Here he is next to the Legacy Voyager class Bulkhead. Why is he coming in these videos? Because I said so. So there you go, that. And then last but certainly not least for Dino mode, here he is next to Grimlock. So we could get a see how this group is shaping up to be so far, and I'm loving every bit of it. I love how these Dinobots are turning out. I cannot wait for Swoop and Snarl to be announced and released. I can't wait. It's going to be very exciting. So there you go with that. And so yeah, there's not too much else to really talk about with Slug here in his Dino mode. What you see is what you get. So let's get into his transformation into robot mode, shall we? Let's. So be very mindful of the clips on for his horns. They tend to come off very easily. So to start off with, we're going to come back over here to where his gun is, and we're going to take this out, put that off to the side. Okay, from here we're going to take his legs and we're going to just collapse them up like so, and collapse them in like so. Do the same on this other side. Collapse it in and collapse it in, and there you got that. Now we're going to move what will be his arms out of the way. We're going to take these panels, we're going to take them and we're going to bring them up. This will help to give us a little extra freedom to be able to move his legs, to be able to untab it, which are just held in by a couple small little tabs into some ports here. And so we're going to then from there lift it up, and this is just clipped in via these two sets of clips into his toes. We'll just bring this up and get that all kind of just out of the way. From there we're going to take the leg and extend it out and down. There's this little clip section here for the knee. We'll just clip that into place and then straighten it out like so. Do the same with this other side. And it is held in via this tab on the foot going into this slot right here. We'll just straighten that all up to make that looking nice. Rotate that around, and then there's a couple of nice options for this if you so desire. You can leave the dino legs out if you so desire. Otherwise, as part of the transformation, you lift up this section here, flip this in and rotate that up, close that up, and voila. Get a nice clean look. Do the same thing on the other side. Flip that up, bring that around, bring that up, close that up, and voila. There you got his legs all set and done. Coming up here a little bit now, we're going to focus on his upper body. We're going to take this section here with the faux chest piece, and we're going to just take this whole panel and bring that down. This will allow us to be able to, from there, work on double hinging these sections where his shoulders are attached to, around and out. And you also want to keep in mind that they will also untab from the main big frill section of the Triceratops mode. Bring that around like so. Do the same thing here on this other side. Tab, bring it out and around. And we want these kind of angled out, because from here we're going to take his mouth section and we're going to bring that all down until it clicks into place, and we're going to reach in, grab his head, and bring that up. From there we can close these sections up, make certain that his dino head is sitting in there nice, and we'll close this panel up and we'll just lower his head to be properly in place. From there you take these little sections of frills and we'll just bring them down, and then they're angled like that. We'll bring his arms down, and you'll want to readjust how these are, so that way his blanking the wording. His elbows, robot mode elbows, just bring them down and stuff from being bent and articulated as they were for Dino mode. And then reach into the section here, pull out where his fist is, and rotate it like so. Do the same thing here on this other side. Take that, bring that up, rotate it like so. And now to deal with his backpack, because he does have a backpack. Want to start off by undoing it, so that way then this section's flipping up like that's where you got this little 3mm port coming through, and bring that up like so. And then from there, these two sections here, we're going over these little tabs here to roughly hold that section in place. And then you just want to bring the tail up and in. And it kind of is supposed to tab in, but at least on my copy, it doesn't always necessarily like to work as it should. Oh, right, duh. You also want to feed these two sections here into some openings on his tail. Right. And then there you go. Have it all oriented like that. It takes a little bit of finagling, which I am not the biggest fan of. That's the one problem I have with it, because it also doesn't like to stay tabbed in. But once you got that all said and done, and we'll get his wings splayed out like that, readjust his head. There you got Slug in his robot mode. And I really do have to say, he is an awesome and great looking robot. Now let's get in closer so we can take a look at the details. Let's see here. We'll need to quick readjust a little bit of my lighting. There we go. Nice red for the head. He's got a nice bright blue for his eyes. Metallic blue for the eyes. And he's got obviously a lot of the same details that we found in his Dino mode have translated over to here, but now we got a lot more detailing surrounding him. Nice little bits of green here by his knees. Lots of nice molded details. These sections here. And yeah, nice section detailing even on like his wings too. It's like absolutely amazing the budgeting that went into the details for this guy. For all the Dinobots, really, for that matter. Even Sludge has got great detailing on him. Articulation for Slug here features a ball joint at the head and also the panel section, which allows for added up and down movement. He can look from side to side. Head could do a full 360, but the Dino mode head kind of gets in the way of that. Shoulders are on a ratchet and rotate a full 360. And can go in and out. A bicep rotation, and due to the nature of the elbow, with it being a double jointed elbow, he does have a little over 90 degrees of bend and wrist rotation. And also he's got nice shoulder detailing here from his on the inner mechanisms of his shoulder, which I really love. He does have a waist swivel. However, you do too much of that and you undo all the stuff in the back. So that's, yeah. Like I said, the one problem I really have with him. But legs can go forward that far on a ratchet. They can go back that far. And if you bring it out, they can go back all the way. Legs can go out all the way. He can do full splits. He does have a thigh rotation. He technically has 90 degrees of bend, but if you undo this locking mechanism, he does have a double jointed knee for a nice full range of bend there at the knee, and he does have ankle tiltage for full split capabilities. Now, he can also hold his gun, and you can have him holding it in either hand. And let's get in close here so we can take a look at the detailing on this gun. I didn't do that with Grimlock, and I really should have, but it's nice. Nice detailing on the gun. And it is somewhat blast effect compatible, so you can definitely use and utilize that. You can hold that in his hand, and he can also go pew pew and bang bang and pew pew and bang bang and all that other cool fun stuff. And so yeah, there you go. All right, and now let's get into our comparisons. To start off with, we're gonna, here he is next to the Cyberverse Slug, so we can see, yeah, two whole different, totally different aesthetics. Here he is next to the Power of the Primes Slug cartoon, G1 toy. Really good. Actually, in some ways, great. Pretty good. There we got that. Here he is next to Core Class Wheelie / what would probably be about the same size as Spike. I'm not planning on getting that. There you got that. Here he is next to Voyager Class Bulkhead. Yep. Still big boy. Here he is next to the War for Cybertron Siege Leader Class Ultra Magnus. See how they stack up. Here he is next to the Titans Return Power Master Optimus Prime. Yeah, Optimus is still bigger and taller, but he really feels it. There we got that. And then last but certainly not least, here he is with the leader, Grimlock. And we can see now just how much the team is shaping up to be. And they're looking great together. They really are, in my opinion. So there you go with that. Now, of course, the last thing to talk about, of course, is little Daniel here for his incorporation with Slug. And what you can do is, utilizing this post, much like we could with Wheelie, we'll just quick plug him onto the shoulder there. And there you go. Now you can have Daniel sitting on top of Slug's shoulder, which is a really cool option if that's something that interests you. However, after this review, both him and the Wheelie are going into the bin. Not the garbage bin, however, mind you. They're just going into the storage bin. So, but of course, this is not all that needs to be talked about. Of course, we still have the included display base, which is literally the exact same one that came with Grimlock. So let's take a look here and see. So we got we got the Generations, Transformers 86, Transformers the movie. Hey, look, Transformers Authentic. And then over here we got Studio Series 8607. And yeah, this is that same Judgment on Quintesson scene that you can have him on. And if you got like your Sharkticons, you could do all kinds of cool displaying and stuff. And they give you the option for it. And even though I won't be using this for my display, at least the option is there. And as always, options are good. And so there you go with that. And so there you have it, my review on Leader Class Studio Series 86 Slug, or Slag. It's a weird thing, really, with regards to the whole name thing. I'm not getting involved in that whole dispute thing, but about this figure, he's a really good figure. In my opinion, a solid 7 out of 10. The reason why he gets a few points marked off is, there we go, literally because of that. You can't do a whole bunch of fiddling around or moving him around or playing with him and stuff like that without his backpack completely coming apart. Which is a bit on the upsetting side of things, but it's not a real big deal breaker for me. It's nice to have a good, proper set of completed Dinobots. And him and Grimlock together are really cool, really nice. And yeah, Sludge's review is next week, and then I'm looking forward to whenever they eventually release Snarl and Swoop. It'll be interesting to see how the rest of them shape up to be, especially since Swoop is going to end up being a Voyager class based off of what the initial announcements / teasers have been so far. But as of the time of this recording, there haven't been any real too close-up of teasers and stuff like that. So would I recommend him? If you're a Dinobot completionist, absolutely. And even not. I mean, he turns into a pretty cool Triceratops, so why not? This, going in the toy bin. It's going in the toy bin for the kids to play with. Because, yeah. I mean, yeah. He's cool. He's a cool accessory, but he's not important. So, but I think that just about does it. So thanks for tuning into this video. You know what to do, and it'll be said here again here shortly with regards to this video, with liking, subscribing, and stuff like that. But don't forget to also check me out on social media. Links will, of course, be in the description down below. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time. Hey gang, thanks again for tuning in to this latest installment of Maxwell's Reviews. If you're not already, please subscribe to the channel by clicking here. And please be certain to check out this other video review. And also be certain to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with whomever you think might like it. All the help really helps me out. And so again, until next time, fun people, camera fall down!